Hello, welcome back to MFWoodShop. Today I'm going to show you just a quick overview of the Kreg track saw. Full disclosure, Kreg did send me this in order to do to show off the product in my videos. And mainly I wanted just the track saw to do the 4-foot crosscut on plywood. That was the one thing that I've been lacking in my shop for a while, is a good way to cross-cut plywood. I have two circular saws. They both work fine, but you know, there's no track to it, so you always have to set up a guideline or trust your eye to follow the line, and it just never quite works out that great. I've already done the first cut with this, and I will tell you, don't forget your dust collector bag because it goes everywhere. This dust collector bag, I haven't used the saw with it yet, so I don't know how well it holds up, so I'm gonna find out here in a second. But the first couple cuts that I made was without the bag, and the dust was everywhere. So I'd imagine that the dust travels quite well in this casing and shoots out right where it's supposed to. So it's probably going to collect pretty well in this bag, would be my guess. The saw tilts to the 45, up to 45, and it has a plunge depth of about 2 inches. I'm going to set this for plywood depth. And there is a little marking on here that says plywood. So I'm going to set it to that. I'm going to rip this piece that I need to build this little tiny box that I need, and just show you how it works. The onboard Allen wrenches is for this here. This is the chip brake. So the blade comes up into the through the plywood and up into this plastic piece, so it helps prevent the chips, the plywood from chipping out. And it's nice that it has a little storage box for that, because your depth of cut may not always be right there. So the other pretty cool feature is it slides quite well on the track, and there is an anti-kickback. There's a little red switch back here. Kind of prevents you from pulling it backwards, or as you're cutting, it kind of prevents the kickback, which is quite nice. There's 2 very easy knobs to adjust the track settings, so there's no wiggle in the track. There's a black knob here and a black knob back here in the back. I haven't changed the blades yet, but it looks like there's a blade catch, so you can actually change the blades quite easily. I didn't think I would like it, but the soft start is actually kind of nice, where it don't actually give you that kickback right away, so it just kind of speeds up naturally. And I didn't think I would like that, but actually I kind of do. So I got a couple lines on here that I need to cut. I'm going to set the track on my lines and make a cut. One really nice feature about the track saw is just make a couple lines and you can make whatever cut you want. Whether it's an angle cut to make a taper, or a straight cut to clean up an edge, or if you want to cut it to final length. Get some hearing protection. Now to me, that is a very nice cut. Usually you'll get chip outs when the blade comes up, but this is super clean, and even the edge is super smooth. Granted, this is a new saw and a new blade, so that helps. Beforehand, I did make sure that the blade was square to the saw, and I'm making a perfectly square cut. You can't get much better than that. Adding the bag to it, it definitely helped compared to my very first cut. This is the dust in the bag, and it collected nearly all of it. That's just one cut. So on my first cut, I didn't use the bag because I just simply forgot to put it on. This is one cut using the bag. And wow, it does a really good job just using the bag to collect the dust. The downside to that is I would say you're going to be emptying that bag quite often if you're going to be doing a lot of cuts all at once. So that sawdust went right into the bag and done a really fantastic job catching all that. Ideally with this, I would say it'd be better to have a dust collector or a shop vac or something like that. This port is, let's see, 1.5. Yeah, 1.5 inch. So if you have a 1.5 inch dust hose that you could put on there, that'd be kind of ideal for this situation. In my case, I'm just going to mostly be cutting pieces that won't fit on my table saw, basically. So cross-cutting plywood is going to be my main thing that I'm going to be doing, and the bag is going to work out fine for me. It pops on and off pretty easily, so I can empty it quite often. I would say, and I don't know, but probably 10 cuts, it's going to fill that bag. You've seen how much sawdust just one cut made. So I would say about 10 to 15 cuts would be my guess. It's going to fill that bag. So I need to make a couple more cuts on this so I can make my box and just enjoy the process here. Now these short cross cuts would be ideal for the second part of the saw. This is the Kreg ACS. The Kreg ACS is about the size of this assembly table, maybe a little bigger, and it has the track built onto it where you could actually just slip the wood into it, the saw's set up, and you run your pieces, and everything's 90 degrees with the use of the dog holes that they have. In my case, I don't have the full setup yet, but I may do that. I may get the whole setup. So this saw is, this track is a little big for this situation. And I can see myself in the future buying a whole nother track and cutting it in half for this situation. I couldn't find, and they may have, I don't know, but I couldn't find anything with a smaller track option. So 62 inches is this track, and that's the only track that I've found so far. They may have a smaller one or even a larger one, I don't know. But a smaller one would be nice for this situation. a nice cut. So you can already see the advantage of the ACS table, because I kind of have to mark everything out right now and do everything individually. The ACS table, you wouldn't have to do this. All right, so this wooden box is turning into something a little more involved than what I planned out to. I was literally gonna make a box that just set over a small compressor that's underneath the workbench. As I got into it and started fitting it and everything, I really kind of wanted to go a little further with that. So I'm gonna leave that off here. The video really wasn't about that box anyway. It was really about the new track saw that Kreg has. And in my eyes, I think it's pretty invaluable to have a track saw, whether it's Kreg or not, in your shop. After just using it just a few times in here, and I've borrowed a track saw in the past, and a track saw in your hobbyist shop or even professional shop, you just need one. That's what it boils down to. Kreg offers this track and the saw, and it comes with a carrying case for the saw. It's roughly about $400. And then they also make a ACS table that kind of involves the track and the saw and everything, and it's a whole nother setup. I don't know exactly how much that costs, but I think it's around $400. So for $800 or $900, you can have a really nice setup to almost get rid of your table saw. I would put that claim on that. Almost get rid of your table saw. But thank you, Kreg, for giving me the saw, allowing me to check it out. I think it's really going to benefit me here in the shop, and I'm looking forward to using it a whole lot more in the future and just making my life easier. And that's why I wanted this. I will recommend Kreg to make a smaller track, to do maybe a 24-inch panel or a 24-inch crosscut, because that comes up a lot, at least in my shop a lot too. I might have a 24 by 48 or 24 by 8 foot piece of plywood, and I may need to cross cut that in that way as well. And I think if I can get a smaller track to do something like that, I think that would be pretty beneficial. And you may already have one. I don't know, I haven't looked. So really, with that being said, check out all of Kreg's stuff. Whether you want to make a single pocket hole, make some pocket holes a little faster, or really start knocking out pocket holes with the Kreg Foreman. All their products that I've used has been great, and I'll continue supporting Kreg just because they're a great company. They've helped me out in the past, and they help a lot of other people in the community as well. So I'll continue buying their products, and I'll continue using them here in the shop. And once again, thank you, Kreg, and thank you all for watching as well. If you want to see more updates on this box, check me out on Instagram. I don't think I'm going to shoot a video on that. That's just it's becoming a whole other thing now. It is still a box, but I'm taking it a lot further now. So if you want to see more stuff on that box, check me out on Instagram, and of course follow me here on YouTube. I really appreciate that. Other than that, that's all I got. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as always, I'll see you next time.